Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a brand new, kind of experimental tool from Google that could totally change the game for who gets to create software. It's called Opal, and believe me, it's making some pretty bold promises. So, let's just jump right in with a question that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. I mean, think about it. Could you really build a whole custom app just by typing out a single sentence? Well, guess what? That far-off idea? It's happening right now. And look, it can be as simple as this. For example, someone literally just typed in build a meme generator. And boom, in just a few moments, Opal spits out a working app that does exactly that. That's the core promise right there, turning plain English into a real, functional application. All right, so what is this thing? What is Google Opal really? Let's get into what it is and, who it's actually for. So the official line from Google Labs is that Opal is an experimental AI tool for building and sharing these mini apps. The whole point, the big idea, is that you do everything with just plain English. No coding, none. The goal here is to let you whip up quick prototypes for your ideas or even build little custom tools to make your own life easier. Okay, so what makes this thing tick? Let's look at the key features. First, and this is the big one, absolutely no code required. Instead, you get this cool visual workflow editor. We'll dive into that in just a second. Once you've built something, you can share your app with a simple link, kind of like a Google Doc. And maybe the best part, for now, while it's in public beta, it is completely free.
All right, so let's get into the nuts and bolts. How does this actually work? How does Opal go from a simple sentence to a real working process? At its core, the logic is actually super simple. It's basically a three-part system you've probably heard of before. Input, process, output. That's it. You feed it some information, Opal does its magic on it, and then it spits out a result. This super simple framework is the secret sauce to how it breaks down even really complex tasks.
So for you, the user, this whole thing boils down to a really simple three-step process. First, you just describe what you want. Type it out in plain English. Second, Opal visualizes it for you, turning your words into this editable, multi-step workflow. And third, when it looks good, you just share it. One click, and you've got a link to your new app. And that visual workflow, that's really the heart of it. It's not just some static picture. No way. Each step in the process is what they call a node, and you can click on any of these nodes, see the exact AI prompt it's running, and then just change it, using your own words. It gives you this incredible control, and you never ever have to look at a single line of code. Okay, so we know how it works. Now for the fun part. Let's explore its true power and look at the crazy range of stuff people are already building with this thing. And seriously, the versatility is just wow. It's really impressive. On one side, you can build these fun, quick little tools, like that meme generator or maybe a personal fashion stylist that tells you what to wear based on the weather. But on the other side, this thing is powerful enough for some serious professional work. We're talking automating weekly status reports or building out an entire social media content pipeline. Okay, let's break down a real-world professional example. Someone built an app that generates their weekly status report. So here's how it works. Step 1, it just sucks in all the raw project updates. Then, step 2, an AI node that's acting like a project analyst crunches all that data. After that, another node generates strategic insights. A fourth one formats everything into a nice clean report. And the final step, it outputs the whole thing as a shareable web page. A complex task, all automated. And get this, it's not just about text. Opal is what some people call agentic, which is just a fancy word meaning it can actually do things in the world. For example, some nodes can go out and search the web for live info. Others can tap into Google's AI models to generate images or even short videos. All of that can be a step in your app's workflow. It's pretty wild. All right, so what does a tool like this mean for the big picture? Let's kind of zoom out and figure out where Opal fits in the future of no-code and AI. To really get its impact, you got to see how it stacks up against the competition. You've got tools like NN, which are super powerful, but honestly, you need to be pretty technical to use them. Then there are others like Lindy.ai, which are easy to use, but they can cost a fortune, like over $100 a month. Opal just slides right into this perfect sweet spot. It's incredibly easy, and it's free right now. Okay, now let's keep our feet on the ground for a second.
It's important to remember this is still an experimental thing from Google Labs. It's in public beta, which means stuff could break or change. And officially, it's only available in the US right now. That said, some people outside the US have gotten it working with a VPN. So, just something to keep in mind. If you want to understand just how fast all this is moving, check this out. A big McKinsey report predicted that about 70% of these kinds of knowledge worker tasks would be automated by 2027. But after seeing tools like Opal, one analyst basically said, yeah, that moment, it's a lot closer than most people think. And that's the real takeaway here. By making AI app creation literally as easy as writing a sentence, Google is just tearing down the barrier to entry. Anyone can innovate now. This isn't just a tool for developers anymore. It's for anyone out there who has an idea. It's a huge step in democratizing who gets to build the future with AI. So, that leaves us with one final thought. You now have a tool this powerful, this easy to use, pretty much at your fingertips. So the question is, if you could build just one little app to automate or fix any part of your life, personal or professional, what's the first thing you would build?